Hey losers. Today I want to talk a little bit about being out because I know it shouldn't, but right now it kind of feels like a privilege in the modern political landscape that we're in right now. And it's kind of just been on my mind recently, just the concept of being out. And I really do just think it's something I really take for granted because now that I'm going to uni and now that I'm meeting more people, meeting more queer people, now that I live in a big city, I'm meeting different people with different backgrounds, and I'm kind of starting to learn that there isn't just one way to be out. And I mean, that's something we already kind of knew, but I don't know. We're just gonna talk a bit today. I'm gonna talk, you're gonna listen. That's the concept of today's video. By the way, I'm gonna touch on a little bit the fact that I came out quite young. So to honor that, I wanted to show you my childhood teddy, who I have pimped out. This is Will, guys. Look at him. Oh my god. I've dressed him the way that I would have dressed myself if. Girl. I've dressed him the way that I would have dressed myself if I had raised myself. But this is honestly kind of the way that most T-boys I see dress anyway. I just think he's really swaggy. I think yeah, he's a good reflection of baby trans ed. So he's here for the vibes. But I came out so young, and I keep forgetting that not everyone has the same experience as me. And on one hand, I feel really privileged to have realized who I was at such a young age, even though it was really hard for me and I had a really hard time. I had a really hard time just being myself at such an age where society dictates that you don't have as many rights as an adult and that you can't actively decide who you are because you're nothing, you're a child, you know? And I think there are definitely pros and cons of the fact that I came out so young. But it's really interesting because I meet so many people at the moment who have come out in their 20s and 30s and even 40s. And I meet so many people who came out a lot later than I did and who actually experienced a kind of form of girlhood, which I didn't at all. Okay, I had young girlhood for sure, but I never had the whole going to prom in a dress. I never went to prom in a dress. I think the last time I wore a dress to a formal setting was a wedding when I was 12. Okay, so that should tell you something about just how long I've been a boy for. And I don't know, it's just it's really interesting because all my other trans friends can say that they have a picture of themselves at 20 at some kind of gathering wearing feminine clothes and long hair and all these other things. And I don't have that. And I don't want that. I'm not jealous of it at all because I'm very happy that I could have been myself at these things I went to. But it's definitely very interesting. Everyone has a different coming out. And we kind of tend to forget sometimes that everyone's journey is different. Even if we end up in similar places, we've all come from somewhere different. And that's kind of to say that there's not one way to be out. Not just in terms of your journey, but where you are right now. You can be out to half the world and then closeted to another half, you know? You can be out to your friends, but not to your family, and vice versa. And you can be out to your friends and family, but not to people you see on the street. You know, you might be stealth. And oh my God, little tangent, I have so much respect for guys who are stealth because at the start of this school year, I didn't really understand it. And then I met this one guy and I don't think he's a great person. He's kind of a dick, but he's stealth. And it kind of I don't know, it was something I've never really experienced before. I've never gone stealth at school or at work or at anything else just because that's something I don't think I'll ever be able to do. And I've never been able to do. But I don't know. I have so much respect for stealth guys because it's just we live in such weird times that yeah, I get it. I get it. Oh my God, to be able to be seen as cis and just walk around and everyone's that's just a guy. I don't need to have any kind of prejudice against him. It's just a man. He's just some guy. That must be so easy. That must be so easy. Oh my God. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to be stealth. And on one hand, it's kind of a shame. But on the other, it's well, I'm really happy with who I am. The only reason that I would feel the need to hide my transness is for my safety. I'm not insecure at all about the fact that I was born a girl. And sometimes, not all the time, but definitely sometimes, the way I think about it, I don't think I care that I'm not cis. Um, because like, oh my god, my dysphoria is so bad, guys. Like, my dysphoria is terrible. And I mean, I'm currently trying to raise some money for my top surgery, and I really want top surgery. And one day I might want bottom surgery. I'm still figuring it out. But like, the fact that I'm trans has meant that I've had this different experience on the world and this different outlook. And I also think like being trans on the internet is not something I would ever want to give away. Give away in terms of like give up, not like tell everyone. You guys know, everyone knows. There's no hiding it. But like, I love the fact that I can make these videos and talk about myself and just be myself on camera and talk about how that's awesome, but it's also hard, but it's also like confusing, but I'm very happy with it. But then sometimes I'm unhappy with it. And there's all these like complex feelings. And that's so okay. Like, that is so okay because there's so many other people who feel the same way as me. And that's why I think it's so important to have trans influencers and trans creators, and the fact that we're having more of them now, more now than ever, is amazing. Because like, if a young trans kid sees me making these videos and I can be the like Miles McKenna that I had to them, if I can be the person that like tells them that like they're not a mess and they're okay and that everything's gonna be fine and that it gets better and that like just hang in there, like that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, and that's awesome. Like, I think that's all I ever want to do. And like, I definitely have like some issues. I've had issues coming out, and like I've talked about that in previous videos, and I don't really like to talk about my relationship with my family right now because like it's getting better, but like, oh, like in terms of my transness, I mean. But like, I've definitely had issues, but you know, I'm just so grateful that I can be the person I am now. Because like, I don't think I would live a happy life if I were to hide who I am, and if I were to like, I mean, on one hand, like if I were to pretend I was a cis girl all my life, I wouldn't be happy. But also like, the idea of me being stealth, I don't think I'd be happy with that too. And that's just because of who I am, not like, that doesn't go for everyone. Obviously, everyone has a different mindset towards this stuff. But like, for me personally, I think I love the fact that I'm outwardly trans, because why should I hide it? Why should I hide it just because someone might judge me? They can judge me for anything, you know? And like, I asked you guys on my story, like, what does being out mean to you guys? And everyone just said, it feels like being free. It feels like being free, and it feels like being representation for other people, and it feels like having a community. Because another thing, like, I would hate to give up my community in any way, because I think the people that really make me at the moment, and the people that give me joy, and the people that make me feel like who I am, are other queer people. I think most of my friends are other queer people. I actually can't think of any close friends I have that are straight. If I'm missing you out, I'm so sorry. You do matter to me. But like, I think all of my close friends are queer, if not trans men, mostly trans men. And I think the trans men and trans people in general that I have around me are just like the make or break in my quality of life. Can I just get you to like sit? Can you just sit? Can you just chill the fuck out? Sorry. Just... He's had a few. Ultimately, at the end of the day, there's only one person who can tell you who you are, and that's me. But aside from that, the only person who can tell you who you are is you. And look after yourself first and foremost. If you can't be out, if you can't come out, because so many people can't come out, and that's why I say it's such a privilege, even though it shouldn't be a privilege, but it kind of technically is. Do what's safest for you. Being out is amazing, but just like look after yourself. But ultimately, when you like fully look inside yourself, the only person who can tell you who you are is you. And I think that's such an important thing to remember. Like, so many things will try and tear us down. So many, like, I sound so sappy right now. I sound so like, but like, there are so many things at the moment trying to take away our rights. Not just governments, but people in general who have such a weird, obsessive hatred towards us. And you might even have problems being yourself in your family, or God forbid your friendship group. I think that would be the worst for me, because my friends have been like a support system in being me, even the ones I'm not close to. All my friends have respected me, and that's what matters to me. But like, ultimately, people come and go. You just gotta be you, babe. You just gotta be you. That feels so cheesy. Yeah. Okay. Love ya. Bye. I really hope the quality was good on that. Oh my god, imagine if it wasn't. Imagine if it wasn't.